So I recently finished the 4 Digimon World games. You know, you watch the videos, right? Right? And you may have thought as I did. Great, now I can move on to the other Digimon World games, like DS, and Dawn and Dusk. Data Squad. And I hope you did, so I feel valid in calling you a casual. You're a casual. Only plebs don't know that the world titles after 4 mean nothing. Because of course the game where they changed the digital world from being a pre-existing mirror dimension to being an MMO and never addressing it is the crucial lore development that is required to be a core series game. Come on. None of these bottom shelf spin-offs would dare touch the Tolkien-esque world building. I'm playing the card game. Digimon Digital Card Battle. I wonder what that's about. Released in December of 2000, just a few months after Digimon World 2, Digimon Digital Card Battle takes place in the same world and time period as Digimon World 1, and reuses a lot of the resources from World 1. Models, music, sound effects, the end villain. Digimon Digital Card Battle is actually a sequel to Digimon World Digital Card Battle, which was never localized. I wonder why. But from the looks of things, it plays the exact same, but with a smaller roster of cards. And no, I'm not downloading a ROM of a TCG in a language I don't understand in order to find out for sure. The game has you playing the same analog youth from the first game, traveling across a teeny tiny overworld, competing in card tournaments, and conversing with NPCs including Digimon and the human characters from Adventure and 02. Who the hell is Keely? And much like Adventure 02, stuff starts looking f***y pretty quickly as it turns out that the Digimon Emperor is that Shadramon? Yo! It's sick to see him do anything that's stellar. So you hunt down the Digimon Emperor, turn him good with a good old-fashioned ass-kicking. You roast him pretty good too. I understand the appeal of silent protagonists, but more games need a PC who's this fucking mean. And then you find that the real villain is Analog Man, who's hacked the entire world or something, but still rests the fate of everything on a card game. 'Cause video game. Dude could Thanos you with a thought, but no, hold up, this kid wants to play Go Fish first. And that's evident in that he shuts down your ability to save the game. A crucial part of the game, taken away. To be fair, it works as a failsafe, cause losing to him sends you back to right before the fight with no way to leave or get more cards. Doesn't mean I gotta be happy about it though. Going into the game, I had assumed it was based on the original trading card game, a game I had always wanted to learn how to play anyways. I had like 5 cards and everyone just said it was bad, and so I just kinda, okay. There have been a whole bunch of different Digimon card games actually, and this game uses none of them. I was hoping to come out of it knowing a new TCG. I mean, that's how I learned the Pokemon TCG. But no, they came up with a brand new one. And it's actually good? Here's how it's played. The point of the game is to defeat 3 of your opponent's Digimon before they take out 3 of yours. So you play with a pretty small 30-card deck, comprised of Digimon, either Rookie, Champion, or Ultimate, with some Megas delegated as Ultimates, option cards, and evolution cards. You start by playing a Digimon from your hand, which is face up the entire game, by the way. Do you have any 4s?
The goal is to place a rookie and then evolve it over time, but you can start right away with a champion, but its stats will all be halved, or an ultimate, but it'll be quartered. You can mulligan all you want, but with a deck that's small, don't. You don't immediately lose if you deck out, but not having cards to play ain't good for your health either. Every Digimon card has a DP value, or Digivolving points, and all higher stages have a DP requirement. You can trash 1 card a turn to add into your DP stash until you have enough to meet the requirement on a card, which is then spent to evolve your card. Evolution cards can bypass this entirely. They get really OP actually. Digivolving replaces all your previous stats with that of the new card, even disregarding any damage you had previously taken. So sometimes it's better to hold off and soak some damage first. However, the halved stats of raw dogging a champion will persist. Digimon will only digivolve naturally to another Digimon of its color, and each color has its own pros and cons. Fire are aggressive with high attack numbers, Ice are super bulky and I hate them. Nature tend to be weaker but evolve really fast. Darkness have a little bit of everything, and Rare are full of good support skills. Before you initiate combat, you can attach an option card to your Digimon, which does what it says, predictably. Which could be anything from healing, increasing your damage, pacifying one of your opponent's options, or even countering their option card. Digimon cards also have option effects, giving them more utility, considering you'll only be using a few to battle each game. But their effects are usually pretty tame, so there's still reason to have designated option cards. You can also grab a face-down wild card from the top of your deck if you're out of options or want to play something unexpected, but it rarely worked out for me. Or you can also just not. Digimon all have square, triangle, and X attacks. Square is usually your strongest attack, however there are more counters for it. Triangle is usually a little weaker than your square attack, but with way less counters. It's your safer option. And your X attack tends to be your weakest move, sometimes dealing 0 damage, but has all the utility, like countering attacks, reducing attacks to nothing, or sometimes dealing more damage to specific colors. And the attack animations are incredible. Each attack gets their own unique animation, and they play with camera angles in such a way that they're all super fun to watch. Probably my favorite part of the game. While there are turns, they would be better described as rounds, where you alternate priority. Because even on your opponent's turn, you still perform an attack with an option card attached. And the priority on certain things take a bit to really grasp. For example, you might be inclined to want to go first, but if your opponent doesn't have a Digimon in play, your battle phase is skipped. So it's actually player 2 who always gets the first swing. And if one player attacks first, the other player picks their option card first, making it way easier to counterplay. However, damage isn't traded. If you attack second, you only get your move if you survive theirs. So it's oftentimes better to pick the weaker move that ensures survival. But you do you, I'm not your mom. At the start of the game, you get to pick a partner Digimon, and more get unlocked as you progress. Initially, they just act like any other rookie, being able to evolve into champions. But as you play on, they level up and you're able to augment their stats and effects, and you get Digi-Eggs, which allow you to straight up cheat, allowing you to armor Digivolve as soon as you slap the sucker down. No DP requirement. You don't even have to wait, just bam, Ragermon on turn 1. Granted, they're armor level and not champion, so you can't evolve further into ultimate. But I had plenty of 3-turn games because they just did not have an answer. The gameplay loop is composed of traveling to an area, talking to everyone in the local pub, which generally consists of fragile bitches you're about to fight, at Adventure 02 kids, which unlocks the arena, where you fight in mostly themed fights revolving around what the area is. Hell yeah, Tyrannomon in the Bass Pro Shop! And then moving on to the next area. It's incredibly basic shit, you're here for the card game and they know it. You get new cards and packs upon winning these tournaments, and you can then merge cards to re-roll for new ones. There's a whole formula to that I just never really played around with, but that's how you can really search for specific stuff if your pulls are garbo. Facing Digimon in a Digimon card game is so funny to me. It's like if we played a people TCG.
I play Jason from HR. Quiet quitting.
And after defeating A, and eventually fixing everything, there's still more. And by more, I mean another game's length of filler that doesn't amount to anything other than finding the 7 Super Omega game-winning supercards.
But I used a filler guide.
I mean, the AI cheats pretty hard, so did I. It's funny, actually. Sometimes I'll have a counter for either of the 3 moves I could pick, and they'll just nail me. You know, by chance.
This isn't even like a red counter anymore, this is just a attack counter.
And other times they'll have a clear correct move they could do, and they just fucking won't. Like they didn't know how to program subtlety into their strategy, so they dictate difficulty by the ratio of god plays and lobotomy tactics. That or they just give them broken cards. Analog Man would get Apocalypse on turn 1, consistently. It was literally just a matter of repeatedly losing until his RNG tanked. But you could see when they were making lobotomy plays, because you could see their hand! And I love that! It's such a unique TCG experience. Both of you can see all the options at hand at any point in time. A bad play is purely because you didn't pay enough attention. As a longtime TCG player, that was incredibly fresh and exciting. I can't believe this has been around since the PS1 and I've never been told how much fun this is. Sure, the card selection is only so big, so you run into a lot of rehashed decks and strategies. But if you're into trading card games, this is a great one to spend a couple dozen hours of your time playing. I don't have an end gag, it's legitimately just fun.
So I play Rise and Grind, which at the expense of my social counters and compounded with my smart investment I played turn 1, activates Greg's early retirement flip effect, which, gun. Yeah, that's game.